helmsmen are essentially chess players. We are analyzing the battlefield in real time and trying to anticipate the movements of our opponents, and at the same time multitasking, repairing, and giving angles to our gunners so we can hopefully obtain success.
I got a
So
spicy Italian here.
Gameplay, we're going to figure out what we did right, what we did wrong, and some things that we could improve on. And without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So we're selling our loot at an outpost when we noticed that there is a Reaper 4 sloop headed straight towards us. So when the sloop came into visual range, I realized that the helmsman of said sloop was not very experienced. The reason being is that most experienced helmsmen understand that you do not want to place your ship in a position where the enemies can shoot at you and you can't shoot back. If the roles were reversed and we were trying to sneak up on a ship that was docked at an outpost, what I would have done was sail parallel to where the ship is and then try to cut it off in front. That way the dock ship doesn't have a cannon angle on us, and it doesn't show our intent. Hopping back into the game, we collectively decided that we would just wait.
Yeah, spicy Italian. It's got a lot of stuff on it, but
we're AFK, and when they got really close, we would just chain them.
I think the cucumbers were a mistake.
Unfortunately,
don't get cucumbers on it.
We jumped the gun a little bit and we fired a little bit too soon. We weren't able to get that chain shot off, and thus resulted in an extended battle. So the idea here is to bring down the mast, and as soon as that mast comes down, you want to start rotating the ship in the direction of the enemy vessel just slightly. You want to create a nice orbital so that your gunner has constant angles on their ship, and that way you can jump over and board their vessel and anchor them and start.
Or they can, and then you take over the cannons.
In this situation, the crew was very organized, and they were able to get that mast up really super duper quick. What we could have done better here is start throwing blunder bombs over on their ship. That way it'd be even harder for them to repair it in time. However,
yeah, okay, it's my fault.
Adrenaline was kicking hard, and we were in the moment, and we weren't thinking that straight. And you'll find that when you're doing
we weren't thinking that straight.
Adrenaline doesn't allow you to think clearly. That gets better over time when you get more experience and you're more confident in your abilities. So my first mistake here is that I turned left. They had an angle on us, and we didn't have an angle on them. If they were a better crew, it would have been so easy for them to chain our mast. So I think if going forward, if I were to do it differently, I would have just gone to the right. That way they would have had to maneuver to get to us, and we would have had a better angle on them.
Are they sending a person over?
Nope. There's a chain.
Now that they know that we mean business, they're gonna run, like most Reapers. So this maneuver right here, I really appreciate. The only problem is that they initiated it a little bit too soon. What they're doing is they're expecting us to follow directly behind them. So they're gonna try and cut us off here, so we either crash into the island or crash into them. Either way, it's super easy for them to chain shot our mast and to board us. So instead, what we're doing is we're just gonna go around to the right of the island, and it's just gonna like foil their plans. Again, really good strategy. It was just very poorly timed.
Was that what they were trying to do?
Here's another boarding attempt you gotta watch out for. Sometimes your enemies are gonna try and pinch you between two objects. In this case, it's two rocks. Try not to follow directly behind them. If they have a keg on board and they're going to try and board you with the keg, it's going to be extremely easy for them to do so. We're really close to each other, so you're probably not going to get a mermaid to warn you that there's someone in the water. So in this case, even though we give up some distance,
bro, that would have been a nice deck shot opportunity.
Object then to go in the location where they want you to go.
We did that before. I deck shotted that before.
We finally caught up with their ship. However, we're starting to get tired. I'm making some really poor decisions here because they were able to pincer us between a rock. We can't quite get the chain shot off right here, and they're starting to get more and more holes into our ship.
I'm trying to hit the chain shot, dude. It's the freaking cannon flare. I put it on as a joke.
In retaliation, I was going to try and use the harpoon to maneuver us around the rock. However, I didn't know how to use the harpoon at the time. You got to hold down right click, by the way. And this is going to result in them hitting me with a nice sniper shot. I go down. Ryan, unfortunately, left to do everything.
Once again.
He is able to get me up here.
Of course I did. Because I'm a good friend. That's why, Doc.
I got a bail.
I got some cookies in here, too. I got a raspberry cheesecake and a white macadamian. Subway cookies, man. You see that shot?
Heck yes, let's go, Ryan. Okay, so now that there's only one guy in the ship, we're going to jump over to try and keep him off the cannons. Since it's only one guy on the ship, he's having to multitask with everything, so he's probably not going to notice me.
Just like me.
I'm on them. Here's an example of adrenaline kicking in. I really didn't want to anchor their ship right off the bat because I didn't want them to have a cannon angle on us. However, in doing so, I kind of rammed their own ship. Oh, that was horrible. I should have just anchored right here. I don't know why I was waiting so long. It just gave Ryan more work.
It's because the adrenaline.
Over there? Yep. He's above deck. He's caught the anchor.
Don't worry, Doc. As usual.
Got him. They're anchored. Anchor us. Light them up.
Our ship has a lot going on. We're about to sink too. Okay,
oops. Sorry.
He's on there. Yeah, you see him? Come on, Doc. You got this. Come on, just a little further. And the bucket.
Sunk. But there's one probably going to be coming back.
Not really.
Funny enough, they didn't come back. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to keep the pirate life alive. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Okay. Should I finish my cookie? Nah, I finished it by myself.